Hello there, and the story ninjas in the house. So, listening ninjas, come and gather round and find anyone else who is around and may be interested in story time because stories are for all, of course, but we know that. So, our story today does not come out of a book, not out of my head, yes, from my heart, but I found it online, and this is the website www.worldoftales.com. And we'll just repeat that www.worldoftales.com. And this is a Nigerian folktale. This one's called Why the Sun and the Moon Live in the Sky. And I'm sure that's a question we've asked ourselves many a time, but I'm sure you'd like to find out. So I'll get started. Well, many years ago, the sun and water were great friends and both lived on the earth together. The sun very often used to visit the water, but the water never returned his visits. At last, the sun asked the water why it was that he never came to see him in his house, and the water replied that the sun's house was just not big enough, and that if he came with all his people, he would drive the sun out. He then said, "If you wish me to visit you, you must build a very large compound, but I warn you that it will have to be a tremendous place, as my people are very numerous, and they will take up a lot of room." Now the sun promised to build this very big compound, and soon afterwards he returned home to his wife, the moon, who greeted him with a broad smile when he opened the door. The sun told the moon what he had promised the water, and the next day commenced building this huge, tremendously huge compound in which to entertain his friend, Water. Well, when it was completed, he asked Water to come and visit him the next day. Well, when Water arrived, he called out to Sun and asked him whether it would be safe for him to enter, and Sun answered, "Ah, my dear friend Water, come on in, come on in." And Water began to flow in, accompanied by the fish and all of the water animals. So many of you have seen underwater pictures, have you? You've seen pictures of the ocean? Yes. And very soon, Water was knee deep. So he asked the sun if it was still safe. And Sun again said, "Yes, you are more than welcome, Water. Come on in, come on in." Well, when the water level was with the top of a man's head, that's quite tall, and that's quite high, Water said to Sun, "Do you want more of my people to come in?" And the sun and the moon both answered, "Yes, yes, they are all very welcome." And not knowing any better, yes, they were very welcoming, eh? So water flowed on until the sun and moon had to perch themselves on the very top of the roof. And again water addressed Sun, but receiving the same answer, which is, "Yes, you are all very welcome." More and more of Water's people came rushing in. The water very soon overflowed the top of the roof, and Sun and Moon were forced to go up where? To the sky. And to this day, that's where Sun and Moon can be found. So I'm sure you've had some pictures in your head about what the scene looked like, with water gushing in, covering everything. Sun and Moon floating up overhead in the sky. Maybe you'd like to try and draw a picture about this story. But I do hope you've enjoyed it, as I have. And until next time, goodbye.